I've started the stream.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to another fantastic Thursday with the Sammies and Beer podcast. We so much appreciate you stopping by. It has been 2 weeks since we did this because we were off last week. I unfortunately had a scheduling conflict where I was laughing my ass off listening to the one and only Bert Kreischer. But thank you all so much. We appreciate you stopping by, listening to the podcast. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and now available on Apple Podcasts. So, if you want to hear more of our stupid conversations and words of non-wisdom, hit that like and follow button.
First of all, if you're actually not poor and you have an Apple phone, of course, then you can listen to our. Then you can listen to the podcast on the Apple.
I forgot your
my
very judgmental of yes.
Yeah, get your green text out of here. The only person in my life allowed to have green text is Holly, my girlfriend, and that's it.
So your girlfriend's allowed to be poor?
My girlfriend's not poor. She's stubborn. She's had the same phone I think since 2014, 2015. Thinks still works. I don't understand how.
Well, I mean, that's because it's not an iPhone.
I set myself up there.
You did.
You're either poor or old or stubborn.
And I was muted myself at the beginning because I was trying a new music that I found. Just some generic, non-royalty music that I was playing beforehand to start the show.
Oh, okay. That was that. I was concerned. I actually thought you had done the theme song in private.
Oh God, I wish.
I was like so excited. Now this is fucking. Now I'm disappointed as hell.
You should be. Believe me, I've spent like 6 hours on it and gotten nowhere. And finally, I was like, I can't do this. I'm not inclined like that.
I want you to sing it, and I want you to send it to me, and we're gonna work it out.
Okay, we'll figure that out another time.
Yeah. Mm. So
I see you're snacking on some sausages for us while we're...
I do have my... first of all, let's have a conversation. My sister's boyfriend is made sergeant. So he has 30 days to move out of the dorms.
Wasn't that like 2 weeks ago? No,
it's this whole thing. So he's living with us until he finds a place. And I'm actually super excited. As a gift, he came and brought me like sauce, pepperoni. Like the good stuff.
Not like the Hormels and the packs that you get at Hy-Vee.
Fuck no. This is like $10 pepperoni. I was like, oh yeah.
But a whole pizza with pepperoni on
it. Today we are going to talk about superheroes. And I love the shirt you're wearing right now.
I did it on purpose.
We're going to talk about superpowers, superheroes, the like moral complexity that is superheroing.
The stupidness that is some of the fucking superheroes?
Yes, that too. People, and we're going to talk about how bad powers could still be fucking badass if used correctly.
Yeah.
So,
and in honor of our recent expedition onto the Apple Podcast scene, we are going to be kind of giving you a rundown of how our podcast goes so you know what to expect in all the future episodes because you're going to fucking love it so much. You're just going to want to stick around and be like, God, I need to waste an hour with these two dumb fucks every goddamn week.
It's pretty simple, too. We're simple creatures, so...
We are. But we're not very smart, so it's not simple. It's easy.
It's easy. First things we do is we start off with a shot for and a shot against. So a shot against is like taking a shot at somebody that you hate. Like Matt hates people who decorate their houses in inflatable like decorations for the holidays.
No, I don't hate those people. I'm fine with that. I hate the people that put up like 4 inflatables and then take pictures and post it on social media and they're like, oh, look how cool my house looks. And
very specific.
You spent $9. Actually, it was a lot of money. You spent a lot of money and put 0 effort in. Don't fucking post that shit.
Yeah, I mean, they're expensive. The skeleton, though, at Home Depot is really cool. You can't say it's not cool.
Yeah.
Be like,
I never said none of them were cool. I'd have if I could have a giant blow up Snoopy in my yard with a Christmas tree, I would do it. I just don't want to spend that kind of money on it.
that's really expensive.
But I also wouldn't take a picture and then post it on social media and be like, look at this.
So that's the gist. And the shot 4 is just an homage, an acknowledgement of someone or something that, you appreciated, like me and the Queen, Elizabeth. God rest her soul.
It's important to have balances in our lives. We don't want to be putting all that negativity out in the world. But we also don't want to put all that positivity out there because then you guys might think that we're soft, and we're not.
Yeah, we're hard.
Unless it's our midsections that we're soft.
Hard. So, Matt, I went first last couple times. So,
yeah, that was your choice.
Yeah, it is now your turn for your shot 4.
I'm going to do my shot against first.
Ooh. Okay.
So, my shot against is at hospitals and their billing policies. I get more information and sign more shit to buy a vehicle with more knowledge about my purchase than when I get any medical procedures done. You could even give me, before insurance, you could tell me what it's going to cost, but nobody does that. You get zero information when getting medical procedures done. And I think it's fucking horse shit. You have more rights buying a car than getting your blood drawn. Fuck off. Oh,
what was
the
it?
Smirnoff vodka.
Ooh.
Vanilla.
When you want to taste birthday cake.
Yeah. They've got a birthday cake one.
Don't do it.
I've done it.
All right. My shot against is something near and dear to my heart. I hate lazy nurses. You see them all the time. You see them working all the time. I see them in old folks' homes, in hospitals, ICUs, like everywhere. I love a good, hardworking nurse, but I especially hate a lazy nurse. Or someone who runs from me while I'm trying to give them a report because I'm bringing a patient. Maybe they find things to do. So this is to you. Fuck you. I hate you.
Hate.
Oh.
Jose. Is that silver?
Yep. Oh, I've been taking a big step back from drinking, and that my throat is just not used to that anymore.
I hear you there.
I used to be able to pound them like water, and now I'm going to muster my way through the second one, hopefully.
Well, my shot 4 is probably a controversial one, but I'm okay with it because the police officers in Nashville and their response time and the quickness that they got on site into that school and took care of business was fucking impressive.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. And I absolutely salute you and all the hard work that you do. Cheers to you, gentlemen.
Oh, you took mine, you motherfucker.
We could have done it together.
You said I'm just gonna cheers it a second time. You sent me the video that shows you time of arrival to the the death of the suspect.
Execution.
Have you seen the memes? Because she's all sprawled out, and it's like Woody, Andy's home. She's all.
Yeah,
There's a lot. Yeah. Oh, there's so much. No, but fuck that lady. So can't shoot kids. Yeah,
that was like up until that point I had zero issues with you or anything you stood for, anything you wanted to be. I have no problems with you. You shot kids, fuck you. That's the line.
Yep. No, that's a firm line.
Hard line.
In the sand. I completely agree.
No care anymore.
I do love their quick response, though. That was, especially coming after the whole Uvalde thing, that was awesome to see.
So, yeah, that's a fun segue into superheroes.
So speaking of superheroes, because that's what those fucking guys are.
Oh, yeah, they were.
I wanted to ask, so you grew up in a different time than I did. So superheroes, the exposure of superheroes to you was different from what I knew, right?
Of course, yes.
Superman was really big in your time, because 1900s,
Yeah, of course.
So Superman, DC was, really big, and then Marvel came in my generation, 2001, and just started blowing shit out of the water. And those are the superheroes I'm familiar with,
Well, Batman, I mean, there's been so many Batman.
Yeah.
So many Batmans. Here's a challenge for you. I want you to name as many Batmans as you can.
I can't. Christian Bale and the dude from Twilight.
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, Robert. And then...
That's all you got is 2?
No, I know their names, but it's just like... It's not on the top of my head. Give me a first name.
George.
Nope, give me a different first name.
Michael.
No, never mind. This isn't working out for me.
Val
Kilmer. I know that one.
So Val Kilmer played a Batman. I think Val Kilmer, when he was Batman, Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones. Jim Carrey was the Riddler. Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face.
That was a good one. Although, super surprised Jim Carrey didn't play the Joker.
Yeah.
He would make an excellent Joker.
I think he did an okay job as the Riddler.
Yeah, but it was young in his career when it was going on.
It was young in his career, and he played it like he played, it was a mask type character.
Yeah.
I
think he did good. This same old Jim Carrey nonsense.
And then Michael Keaton.
I knew that one.
And he had the greatest villain ever in Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true.
And then George Clooney played him with, I want to say he was with Arnold and Poison Ivy.
When he was a Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
I have, pockets of memories, but I wasn't alive for these movies, so I can't be blamed.
Yeah, I remember when they came out. And Chris O'Donnell was Robin, and...
Also, can we talk about how superheroes and villains look better now?
Well,
they're not running around in colored underwear. That's what it is. That's what it was. Yeah. Batman and Superman look fucking cool. They even made Superman's outfit look cool,
Can we talk about what a bullshit superhero Superman is, though?
Well, he was a propaganda tool.
Well, yeah.
He's America. He has no weaknesses. That's his whole point. And I get it. But also, let's talk about the fact that some of his comics are super interesting because it's what if Superman was bad? Well, the answer is almost everyone's fucked.
You're right.
Batman usually comes out with the win, but typically everyone fucking dies.
Yeah, I don't know how. In Zero worlds does Batman come out with the win, and yet we see it constantly. Come on.
I think just to give the underdog I don't know. People like Batman more. He's mysterious. He's cool.
Well, he's not fucking made of steel, and he's got one weakness, and it's kryptonite.
There's comic books where Batman really goes in on the tech and the kryptonite gas and all that stuff. It makes sense.
See, and that's where you have me though, because I don't. Well, one we've talked about. I'm not a reader, so reading even comic books for me is not. It's just not something I'm into. If it's a cartoon or a movie. Fine. What I absolutely love though and I still is X-Men.
Oh, always yes. Loved. Oh yeah.
Wolverine. And I love how they paired him against somebody who was the same Wolverine and Sabretooth fought each other because they both had claws and
they ended up revamping and becoming brothers, which was really cool.
Yeah. In the movies or because I'm talking old school cartoons.
Both. So not the cartoons.
Saturday mornings cartoons
with Rogue. Yeah, I remember those.
Storm. And...
Yeah, Halle Berry. Yeah.
Well, this was before Halle Berry.
I think it's Halle Berry that plays Storm, right?
It is. Yep.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah. So they retconned it in the early 2000s. When Wolverine's movie came out, which it made sense. They made it make sense, and it does, and I like that. X-Men's one of my favorites because you just have a huge list of heroes to pull from at any given time. You know, like when you go to watch Superman, you know it's going to be Superman. When you see an X-Men movie, it's going to be a lot of different really cool powers and, you know, really interesting stuff.
Can we talk about how DC totally fucked themselves?
Oh, yeah. Right there.
They had the makings of everything that Marvel did. In fact, they probably even had it better. Because they had... When you think of the X-Men, you think of Wolverine, you think of Cyclops, Storm, all of them. You had all these characters. Professor X. How easy would it have been to start the movies and have their one-offs, have their origin stories, like they did with all of the Avenger movies? They started with Iron Man. You start with a Wolverine movie.
Are you talking about X-Men or DC?
Well, X-Men are DC. Or no, X-Men are Marvel.
X-Men's Marvel, my friend.
That's true.
And the reason why they didn't do that is because... not the reason why they didn't do that, but Sony owns X-Men. That's been the big issue, the big blockade.
Yeah, and they have Spider-Man now, too, don't they?
They've always had Spider-Man.
They just leased it or whatever?
They basically lent Spider-Man, which was a great move, because now Spider-Man's like peak popularity superhero. And so now they could do Andrew Garfield's third movie because they redeemed him in the last Spider-Man movie. And that would sell a fuck ton of tickets.
They all would.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate Tobey Maguire, and I would go see the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
I don't know if I would. That's
for sure.
I mean, of course I'd see it. I'd be there the first time it came out, but I don't know if I'd like it as much. I don't want that.
No matter what, you're gonna see it.
Any superhero movie that comes out, I'm gonna see. I like superheroes. I think they're cool. I think the concept's cool. I really want them to go into the more crazy stuff that happens, though. Like, there's comics about zombies, like a zombie infection that affects only superheroes. The Hulk ate Wolverine. Like, it's a crossover, and...
See, I like the crossover, like, when they've gone, like... And I know everybody loves Deadpool, but I love the thought process behind Deadpool. Like, and how they made a superhero that was, like, a regular dude that became a superhero. Like, fuck you, man. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
And you know who his best friend is?
Who?
Spider-Man.
I thought it was Wolverine. Isn't that supposed to be the big in Deadpool 3 as he brings Wolverine back?
He's like he bugs Wolverine, you know. It's a different kind of relationship. Deadpool and Spider-Man are actually best friends because they're goofy nerds.
Isn't it kind of weird that Ryan Reynolds, who played, what was it, the Project X or whatever?
Yeah, that was Deadpool.
Is Deadpool?
No, that was Deadpool.
Oh. In
the movie, they even say it. Like, that was supposed to be Deadpool, and then they fucked him, like, so hard with that.
Fair enough.
They really fucked that one up.
I don't know all the, like... I don't know how people get so far into, like, the backstories and the knowledge of it all.
I could tell you exactly how I did it and how probably 90% of the population does it.
They read books?
No. YouTube videos while I'm going to sleep. I have a guy who's read the comic books and, like, goes... Because it's interesting. And I'm just, like, kind of blank spacing while I'm sleeping. And it's just interesting to fall asleep to. This guy explained to me, like, oh, this was when this happened. And this is... And, like, he shows the panels of the comics. And it's really interesting.
So you think 90% of the people, that's how they got their knowledge, huh? Falling asleep to YouTube videos?
Maybe not falling asleep, but, like, watching...
That must be a generational thing.
Probably.
I can't tell you, like, unless I'm specifically... And generally when I get on YouTube, it's to look up how to fix shit around my house or in my yard or how to build something. Like, that's when I look up YouTube stuff.
Yeah, because you're an old man.
Nobody can... What you're saying there.
No one could hear it?
No.
Oh, I said, yeah, it's because you're an old man. You're a little fart. That's what you do.
Yeah. You mean I have shit to do? I don't live with my parents and rely on everybody else to take care of my shit? Take care of my own stuff.
What the fuck is Gabe typing in the chat? Love Danny. Is anyone wondering what color Thomas's underwear is? It's purple. Batman is a ninja. Batman is technically a ninja. He's a trained ninja. Thank you, Gabe.
Well, yeah, we got that from the Christian Bale series.
Yes. Oh, mommy. Also, I do want to eventually, when we get to our hypotheticals, which is in like 20 or 30 minutes, I want to talk about good and bad superpowers. Because I've got some ideas. And I've got some scenarios for you. Like, I got some stuff.
Somebody did their homework.
I kind of
gets a week off. And
well, so here's the thing. I've been reading this book, which of course I have. It's a web series called Worm, where it's a dark take on the superhero world. But not dark as in DC's dark as in like, oh shit, superheroes are killing people because they're bad guys. Like, you know, because all the superheroes in comics are like,
that's the boys.
Yes, but before the boys. The book finished in 2013. In the book itself, they're using flip phones. That's how old it is. I'm like, oh. Wow. But it puts up a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily think about, like, which is what the boys did, was like the political aspect of being a superhero. Cover-ups, deaths, accidental deaths, stuff like that. It's fucking wild.
Just the start of the boys was so fucking awesome.
It was jarring as hell.
Like, just exploding a woman by a speedster running through her.
He turned her into oxygen.
Returned her, Doc.
Yes. And I love the boys, fanboys, the ones that are like, oh, Homelander is the strongest superhero. There is not a main superhero out there that cannot beat the shit out of Homelander. Superman beats the shit out of him. Iron Man, everyone beats
You think Iron Man beats up Homelander?
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man.
Like,
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. 100% think Iron Man.
I want you to back that up for me.
Okay, so let's talk about what specific Iron Man, right? And I'm not going to go to the comic book Iron Man, because that's just not fair. He's basically a god. If you look at the nanite Iron Man from Endgame,
okay,
he has the strength to like go toe-to-toe with Thanos for a while, right? And Thanos is just fucking out there in strength. And like he could already go toe-to-toe with Thor before he got the nanites. Once he got the nanites, he is like infinitely stronger. He's several times stronger now. I think Tony Stark, with his intelligence and everything, could find a way to either A, contain Homelander, or B, beat the fuck out of Homelander. 100%.
Do you think he could go toe-to-toe with Thor?
Yeah.
So this is a totally kind of, just with what you said and how this conversation went, I want to go back to what you said, but I want to, I'll bring it up later. Let's just continue on down this path. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just saying a lot of people put Homelander on this pedestal when in actuality.
Well, Homelander's essentially Superman, correct?
Mm-mm. He's not as strong as Superman.
How do you know? How do you quantify that strength?
Because Homelander has limits, right?
How do you know?
It's been spoken. It's like a thing. Homelander has limits, and with the drug and everything, Superman specifically is the man with no limits. It's actually why Goku can't beat Superman.
Why Goku can't beat Superman?
Yep, that's
super funny that you bring up Goku, because we're 66 episodes into Dragon Ball Z right now with my kids, and I love watching how excited they are. But you know what else? You know what I've come to realize how is the best part of watching Dragon Ball Z?
What?
How they always have to say the name of their move before they do it.
Yeah, it's Japanese anime, dude.
It's so happy. Like every time they say the move and then they do it, it makes me just glow on the inside.
Also, Goku is a move thief. He doesn't use a single original move the entire show.
Yeah. So?
It's just one of those funny coincidences. Like, everyone has their own moves that they made and did. And
yeah, everyone has this Destructo Disc. Mm-hmm. And
even Gohan has the Masenko, and Piccolo's Special Beam Cannon, fucking Vegeta, Gallic Gun. They'll have moves that they made, and Goku is just like, well, I'll take that. Well, I'll take that too. Well, that's good for me. It's kind of a funny coincidence. He's a superhero, also. I think it counts.
Yeah. And with the episode we watched today, I mean, he was fighting the Ginyu Force, so I'd agree with it.
Hate them.
I love them. I love how theatrical they are through everything.
It annoyed the shit out of me as a kid. It's like watching Team Rocket from Pokemon. Like it just
But that's what they're supposed to be. Like they're supposed to initiate that hatred for you.
Oh, it did. It did.
Yeah.
Speedsters are also weird. Like the Flash, he's moving that fast. It's a weird power, in my opinion.
See, that's one power that for me is like I don't know if I believe it because like if your body's moving that fast, the amount of calories you're gonna burn,
which they did in the Flash TV show.
They did a little bit.
Yeah.
But he would have to be eating like 1,000 times more than what he actually is.
Maybe he is. He's just moving so fast you don't see him throw down a cheeseburger.
That's like he would go broke with how much.
Why would he go? I guess because he's a hero, he can't steal. And there's the thing. If you were a speedster, you needed to eat that much food, but you know you didn't have that much money. Tell me you wouldn't go steal a cheeseburger out of McDonald's. I'd steal the fuck out of some steak and some cheeseburgers.
Like, tell me that if you got a superpower that you wouldn't be doing all sorts of sketchy shit.
I would be like on the happy middle ground. Like I'd help someone who's getting mugged, but I'd also like get
like stand there at the end and be like, hey, do you have $20 for me helping you? Like, I just stopped you from losing 100.
It's like the scene from Home Alone where the bellhop's like this. Mm-hmm. That's going to be me, just not looking.
Yeah, you're going to drive around in the winter when cars start getting stuck and you pull them out, be like, I'll pull you out $20.
Well, that's for us at the beach. People always getting stuck on the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd commit some small crimes.
What's a small crime?
All right, so stealing food.
Food's a small crime?
I'd say
any amount of food?
I'd say stealing food is a small crime. Let's say I can move super fast like that, right? They wouldn't even see me.
Right.
I would like run into like a sandwich shop, make it like Jersey Mike's, make myself a sandwich, and take it to go.
Okay.
So that's a crime. I'm stealing. I didn't pay for it. I'd probably steal money if I wasn't getting funds. The temptation's just too big. I would probably steal money. Not like millions, but like definitely like 60,000 a year. Just
what? Like if you actually think about it, like if you're that fast, why not just like start a construction company and be like, I only work at night, and then just go in and like build a house in like 20 minutes.
20, yeah. But then they're like, what the fuck?
Like I got a whole crew of guys that comes in with me and.
Here's my big, and I know it's early for this, but here's my big one, and I want to talk about it before I lose it again. Healing, right? Say you could cure any disease or bring someone back to life if they've only been dead for 2 hours with just a touch. That's all you have to do. You don't have any other powers besides that. You're not super strong, you're not super smart, super fast. You touch someone, you can heal them completely and bring them back to life as long as they died within 2 hours. Would you tell anyone you had that power?
I think we've talked about this before. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast.
Not on the podcast. Cure cancer with a touch.
I don't think I would tell anybody.
Exactly. Give me your reasoning.
Because everybody would constantly be coming to you then. Like, you would never have... I don't know, you'd be a celebrity.
You'd be worse than a celebrity.
I don't know, maybe I would, because there's only so many people that you're gonna need to touch. And at that point, like, according to a lot of things that I've read, is the world can sustain like 9 billion people, and they think we're gonna top out there. So it's not like we got to worry about population control.
Think about it from this perspective. You go public, and you live in a city.
Yep.
The amount of people that move to that city just because you're there as a backup would collapse that economy in that city.
Collapse or boom it?
Collapse it. Because it doesn't have the infrastructure for millions of people to flock there. There's already homeless.
I don't think millions of people are going to flock there.
for the chance to not die, for the chance to bring their kid back to life? Because you say that you can only do it within 2 hours, but how do they know you're not lying?
They'll find out.
Will they?
Yeah. They'll touch somebody at 3 hours, and they won't come back to life, and I'll be like, I told you.
How do they know you're not just trying to hold it off for the rich and powerful?
Why would I hold it off for the rich and powerful?
This is the way people think. And so I think it would be the worst thing ever if that were to happen.
I don't know.
Shadowy, like,
think of all the people you could help, though.
Yeah. And quiet.
Just in general. Because either you use that ability and you help a shit ton of people, or you don't use it at all. There's like no middle ground with that.
Exactly. Do you completely uproot yours and your family's life? You gotta think about protection for them too, you know. People are gonna go after them.
Why?
It just takes one crazy person to be like, oh, this isn't God, this is the devil's work, you know? And then all the religious fanatics who think you're Jesus, literally. There's so many.
Am I?
Are you?
I don't know. I mean,
no, you're white. Jesus isn't white. We talked about that.
Maybe I'm the Mormon Jesus.
Oh, sorry. He's already here, and he's Mexican.
Maybe I'll be Korean Jesus.
That's better. I do like Korean. Have you seen those pictures?
Yeah,
I love Korean Jesus. But it's an interesting thing to think about because of the ramifications of just you being able to bring someone back to life, which is inherently a positive thing, right? And now let's say you get limited to like you can only bring 10 people back to life a day. How much harder is that to maintain? Are you going to be like, if you can bring an unlimited amount of people back, are you just basically handcuffed to a hospital? Just
I'd put it in like a full-time job, like 8 hours a day. Like, you have between when I wake up at 10:45 and 6, and you start.
I love how you made it 10:45.
It would be like going and seeing fucking Khaleesi in Game of Thrones. Like, there's gonna be a line. I'll do it, but you got to keep going.
That's hilarious. It's something to think about. So is being a superhero. You have this expectation that you're going to do the right thing and you're going to save people. What if you want to go on vacation? Fuck. What if you want to take a nap one afternoon?
What if you don't want to be shit on in your life? Like, because if you look at all heroes' backstories, all superheroes' backstories, they all had shitty things happen to them.
Yep.
Like, none of them are like, hey, so I was like really smart and then I just became a superhero and that's how it worked.
I can't think of a single one, yeah. They do all have tragic backstories. They're very edgy.
They all got fucking shit on.
Everyone has baggage, but yeah, no, it's
one thing to have baggage. It's another thing to be locked in a fucking bunker in the Middle East somewhere, and which is Iron Man's backstory. Or
his parents died, and
be an orphan and sent to a strange planet, which is Superman.
But he actually had a pretty decent upbringing, though. Real farm Kansas lifestyle,
Yeah.
Actually, his upbringing wasn't too bad. Batman's parents were killed. The Flash was all right. He just got struck by lightning.
And then fought his mentor.
Yeah, and then his wife died. And oh wow,
yeah.
You want to know who has you know who has the worst of it out of everyone? Spider-Man. Spider-Man has never had a happy ending.
I don't know about the worst of it.
It's pretty bad. There's a point.
Wolverine?
What?
Wolverine?
Oh yeah, Wolverine's fucked.
Wolverine's had the fucking worst of it. Deadpool's had been pretty fucking shit on.
And he's ugly.
But he's funny.
That's the trauma. That's what makes him funny. The trauma makes him funny. I know I'm a bit early for this, but all right. Here's the scenario. What's your opinion on the power of being able to control insects?
My opinion on it?
Yeah. You have the power within an 8-block radius to completely control any insect in that radius. They can do whatever you tell them to do.
How about rats?
Nope, insects. Eat shit.
Like, I guess I don't really know what you mean by what are my thoughts on it. Do I think it's like a cool superpower?
Do you think it's a good superpower? Yeah.
I think being able to control that many insects within an 8-block radius is a pretty solid fucking superpower. Yes.
Right. Okay. Sounds pretty good. Until you go up with people who can shoot fucking lasers out of their eyes or can control fire. A dude that can control fire or light himself on fire, your insects are completely useless now.
I can create a wall of insects.
And you know what fire does to insects?
Cockroaches?
Just burn it. Cockroaches aren't fireproof.
Cockroaches live through everything.
They live through radiation, not fire. There's no insect that's fireproof.
So let me. I want to clarify the chain of events that just happened. You asked me if I want to control insects, and then threatened to shoot me with fire.
Yep. I'm just giving you examples. Like, there are shitty powers out there that are really cool, but the minute another power gets brought into the equation, they are completely obsolete.
I wouldn't say obsolete. There's a lot of shit you could do with fucking insects.
Okay, so here's your scenario. You can control insects. You got black widows, wasps, every insect in your area, right? So you've got brown recluses, like crazy fucking insects. And you're going up against the Human Torch, a guy who can light himself on fire.
Cool.
How would you win that one?
How would I win it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to win. I just have to not die, right?
Yeah.
So, first thing I would do is I would have a mosquito with AIDS.
Mosquito with AIDS.
Like, so he might win in the short term, but I'm winning this motherfucker long.
You're gonna Ender's Game this shit and like have a fucking torpedo of insects with a AIDS mosquito in the middle and just...
That's it. Or malaria, or... Insects carry a lot of shit.
They do carry a lot of disease. Also, you have to remember, so you can control a spider, right? Like a black widow. And you can tell it to bite someone.
I think you underestimate the amount of bugs that there are in an 8-block radius.
Hold on, I'm giving you an example. You tell this black widow to bite someone, but you tell this black widow to bite him like a fucking as many times as it can. When a black widow bites someone, it almost kills them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the venom from one bite. They have way more venom in their system than just for one bite.
Okay.
So imagine that had the lethality and how it stacks with that.
Well, that and how many black widows are in the area.
That's true. Or, I mean, you could have been smart. You could have brought them together, had them breed, and you could have like hundreds of black widows around you.
I guess I don't know what kind of a bug connoisseur I would be. Maybe I can make hybrid bugs.
I mean, this would be like the worst power. If I had that superpower, I purposefully would be like, no, I don't.
You think that's the worst superpower? How about it's funny you brought this up. I've been watching the third season of The Umbrella Academy.
Ooh.
How about the I heard a rumor?
That's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, you could. It's mind control. Say it to the right people. You want to know how you really get the Human Torch with that power?
How?
I heard a rumor you had erectile dysfunction. Boom. Doesn't matter if he does or not.
I don't want to live anymore. I
can't get it up. It's a very... Anything to do with the mind is just a very powerful power. It's kind of cheating. Or like controlling time, controlling space. That's when it starts to really get out there for me, which is what I don't like. I don't like powers like that.
Speaking of Ginyu Force, what about if you could control, you could stop time, but only... Well, there was 2 rules with it. One, you had to yell freeze time before you did it every time.
So everyone knows what you're doing.
And then you had to hold your breath while the whole time was frozen.
It's fine.
So it would only be frozen for as long as you could hold your breath.
So 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Well, first of all, I would train on how to hold my breath. I've seen people do it like 5-10 minutes. So it's not a great power, but it's not awful. It's still broken.
You could like hold your breath and still fucking shoot people in the face.
Yeah, exactly. You can hold your breath. You can fuck anybody up.
Is Superman impenetrable when he doesn't see it coming?
Yes, that's how he is.
Like what was his name in The Boys? The one guy,
the Invisible Man.
You know what I'm talking about?
He had a soft spot.
Does Superman have that same soft spot?
There's only one way to find out. Kryptonite dildo.
You know? Or just an explosion. I mean, let's be honest. I don't care what superhero you are. If something gets in one orifice or another and explodes, I don't think you're stopping it.
That's fair. Well, the Hulk can. The Hulk's fine.
The Hulk is a whole different story.
He's just...
And the Hulk is even openly admitted, you eat a bullet and I wake up and the Hulk spits it out.
Did you hear that?
Planes playing overhead?
No, that's thunder. It's loud. Nice and spooky night. There's cool powers, there's shit powers, but I love it when you give a character a shit power and it works out for him.
Like what?
Like the bugs, right? The book I'm reading, the main character has that insect control. And she found out how lethal it was because she had a bunch of brown recluses bite this dude in the only exposed area on his costume. And his dick fell off.
Are you saying the only exposed area on his costume was his dick?
It was the only place without armor.
The reverse costume were the only...
It's just that dick.
The flasher. I'm covered head to toe except for my dick.
The iron dick. It can go at any length, and it's hard as steel. That would be a cool power. Big dick in a locker room and a whole new meaning.
I did watch Mortal Kombat.
Those are cool. I do like Mortal Kombat. They're very similar.
They are, you know, and I like when they limit a superpower. Like,
yes.
I mean, even the Flash. The Flash is fast. That's all he is. He's not super strong. He's not anything else. He's fast. You know?
That's true.
But also, at the exact same time, how would you like to be fucking Hawkeye or Black Widow?
I would hate it. They're the real superheroes, honestly.
That's why Hawkeye is probably my favorite. Because motherfuckers going in with Thor and Iron Man and the Hulk, like, motherfuckers got shit other than a bow and arrow with fancy tips.
One of them is a boxing glove tip, by the way.
A boxing glove?
Yeah, it's to punch someone in the face. And he still does it.
Yeah.
And I love those stories because when you have like the Avengers, there's always like, oh, the universe is in danger or the world's in danger. I like it when it's just like a city block and there's real people in danger, not everybody, you know.
So I want to circle back to this now because I said I would come back to it later, and now is later. When we were talking about Thanos, and you were like, Thanos is super strong. Like, where do these fucking, like, I get they have to have them for the story, but in all reality, the supervillains like Thanos make absolutely no fucking sense.
Oh yeah, they're made to be an like impossible enemy.
Yeah,
they're made to be.
But they make absolutely no sense.
Yeah, kind of.
Like
they try.
They 100% make them boss level just to make it hard. Like Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man are all fighting you and losing. Like, come on, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just how strong he is, you know?
Thor's but why? Strong. Why is he that strong? Why isn't the rest of his race?
Actually, so so Thanos...
He's strong because of his hammer and his multiple hammers.
He's not actually strong because of the hammer. He's not the god of hammers. He's not the god of hammers. It was the whole plot line to Ragnarok. You're not the god of hammers. The power comes from himself, not from the hammer.
That was just telling him to believe in himself. He's the god of hammers.
Which is true.
If he wasn't the god of hammers, then why did Steve Rogers become so much stronger when he took over the hammer?
Well, you still get the power of Thor with a hammer. It's a magic hammer.
Oh.
It's a magic hammer.
Well, then is it Thor's power or is it the hammer's power?
That is the hammer's power.
Oh.
But, like, say the axe, right? The
Stormbreaker?
Axe, Stormbreaker. It's cool, it's Uru metal, but that's Thor's power.
No, because they said when they made it, it was when he made it. When Peter Dinklage made it on the rock.
As a giant dwarf.
As a giant dwarf, which was amazing, by the way.
Awesome.
I loved that. It was the axe's power, and Thor is just able to control it.
I'm pretty sure it's Thor's power that's being channeled through the axe.
Because otherwise, why wouldn't all of his people be able to do that?
I think they can.
I just
don't think they're not committed. It's like you and I could
not
be special.
Committed?
You and I could be special forces, Matt. Why aren't we?
Okay, but there's also a giant group of people who are special forces.
Yeah, Thor had
How
his
many
posse.
Thors are there?
Thor had his posse.
What happened to all of them?
They fucking got murked by his big sister. It is what it is. It is what it is. He's an Asgardian.
Why is his big sister like that? His big sister's an Asgardian.
It's magic. That one's magic. That one's all magic. Which is the end all. Just like it's magic. Which sucks. But it is. It is what it is. It's magic.
It's a cop out, is what it is.
Fuck yeah, it is. No one wants to go and spend. No one wants to go and spend like 30 days to write a fucking real reason why.
So this, I think, should be a topic for a completely other day. But this is why I think that movies are actually going to be the dead form of entertainment and going to be phased out, and we're going to put everything into television shows because we can do episodes and seasons and do so much more character development and have so much more in our shows.
I hope so. For that exact reason. I entirely hope so. I love a big television show.
Seasons and seasons. I think that's going to be...
But there's just something about sitting down for an hour and a half to 2 hours and getting a full story.
But how often do you... I find myself trying to watch movies now and not getting a full story in an hour.
It's hard. I mean, it's
2 hours.
It's hard. Our expectations are higher.
Like the movies that you want to go see. I mean, even the latest Ant-Man and the Wasp was like 2.5 hours.
I mean, Lord of the Rings were 3.5 each.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
And the TV show was what? 10 hours?
That's true.
And they went way more in depth, and now they can make another season.
I need to finish it. I didn't finish it.
I'm telling you, the best storytelling that you're going to be going forward, because if you compare it to you like to read, if you compare it, it's like having a novel series versus a short story.
I will say
are short stories.
I will say if I could get TV shows, video games and books into something, I would prefer a TV show, like The Last of Us.
Yeah. Although that's going to be weird for a season 2 because I don't think anybody's going to like what's happens in. That's not going to go well.
No.
They're going to have to completely rewrite the show then.
Or not.
Oh, they will. I don't think they're going to. I don't think
they can do that. I don't know. You never know.
I don't think they can. Let's go.
He was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Also, new episodes of The Mandalorian came out. I didn't know that.
Oh fuck yeah, they've been good. It's super weird listening to him talk in The Last of Us, and then listening to him talk as a Mandalorian.
What I want is
those are the kind of superheroes that I much more enjoy. Like the Mandalorian, where he's just a dude.
Well,
who gets really lucky.
He's special forces level. Like he was trained from birth.
Yeah.
You know, he's pinnacle for dude.
He's put in the work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's pinnacle for dude. He's like top tier for dude.
But then at the exact same time, if he runs into a full Grogu was full force, like
when Luke showed up, remember the Shadow Troopers were giving him a hard time, and Luke just fucking tore into him.
Yep. So.
Then again, Luke is the chosen one, so.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. That's canon. He's the chosen one.
He tried to murder a kid sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Would you try and murder Kid Hitler?
I don't have that opportunity, so I can't answer that.
That didn't sound like a no. If you were given the chance, like you were transported in time, you have 30 seconds. There's Kid Hitler standing right in front of you. You've got a gun in your hand.
But that's a different situation.
It's what he thought. It's what the Force was telling him. The Force was telling him what was going to happen to.
That's what he was interpreting.
Yeah.
How do you know that interpretation didn't lead to him becoming?
It did.
It did, exactly.
That's the point.
So had he not done that, he could have stayed good.
Nah, probably
That's not the point of the Force. The point of the Force is balance.
Yeah, and the good was winning. It's balance. Good was winning.
So then it turned the good evil?
Yeah. It balanced it out. It made evil possible again. And Luke is the chosen one, and it's the Force. So he's not good. He's not evil. He's just right in the middle. It's just who Luke is. I don't think you like my answer. No, it's like I saw this article, and this kid got beat up, and he wouldn't fight back because, like, that's not what the Force is about. It's about peace, blah blah blah. I'm like, it's not the Jedi way. I think was quoted. I'm like, the Jedi fucked people up.
A lot of people.
Yeah, the Jedi. they went ham. A lot. I'm like, that is. And everyone was shitting on the article. It's like, that's not the Jedi way at all. The Jedi way is be peaceful until they fuck with you and then beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, like the Jedi way is not being a dick, but responding to dicks.
Yeah. Oh, I think my dog's afraid of thunder.
That happens.
He's like right up in my grill. Hi, buddy.
All right, we are in
the final.
We are in the end game of the show, which is one of our favorite parts. We like to talk about hypothetical situations. We like to ask questions, if heard or spoken of different things.
So I don't have any questions right now. And typically we do the questions because I'm a young man. Matt is super fucking old, and I ask him life advice, and it's worked out for me so far.
And I also am super old and have questions on stupid shit that all of the younger generation is doing.
Like Riz.
And I need to know what is fucking going on so I can better communicate with my children and be a better father.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have anything. I think it's because I'm getting old. I actually did have something that happened today that I thought about calling you about, but I figured it out myself because I'm a big boy. My airman got rear-ended by a GOV vehicle on base. And so I was trying to see how that process worked out. And I don't think you would really know either because you're not military.
Oh.
But like insurance claims and all that, and it was a trying time.
Yeah, I bet it was fun.
It wasn't. I got her pizza after. She's fine.
Pizza after? Mm-hmm. God, you're like a fucking corporation.
Kinda.
Oh, you guys hit your goal and we made $1 billion. Let's have a pizza party.
With the 10 slices. I hate it when they did that at the hospital because they're like, yeah, we've got pizza for you guys in the break room. We got this for you in the break room. Nurses in the ED notoriously never get to have lunch. Like, it's not going to happen. You're too busy. You're far too busy. So you just, thanks, I guess.
There's always time for lunch.
And then, like, night shift wouldn't get fuck all. They're like, oh, there's some cold pizza left over in the fridge. Just like the redheaded stepchild.
I need cold pizza. Fucking free food.
So I was about to say, as long as it's free. Hypothetical questions like, would you fight 10 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
I thought you had some hypotheticals for.
I was asking them with the superpower questions. I have a couple more. So like, which would you choose? The ability to touch someone and stop them in time for up to 10 seconds, from 10 seconds to up to 10 minutes. It's random every time, anywhere in between there. It's random. Or the ability to fly and shoot laser beams out of your eyes.
Fly all the time?
All the time.
Fly, answered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the fun of it.
No. Do you know how fucking cool it would be to fly anywhere you wanted to go?
I mean, I guess.
Like, obviously with flight is always such a weird thing because obviously, you know, we live in a world of gravity and all that stuff. So if you're going to talk about flight, then you're assuming that the laws of gravity are no longer applying. Right?
Kind of. Yes. Like, so if we're going this route, you don't have super strength, so you can't like really carry anyone for longer than you normally could carry someone.
But I can carry people for quite a long time on my back.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. And what if
How can you?
What if
like if you put 70 pounds, if you put one of my kids on your back, how long could you carry one of my kids?
For a while.
Especially if you're just flying and which is basically standing there.
It's true. Okay, what if the flight, right? Like, would you take the ability to fly if you can't go faster than your running speed?
No. Well,
and it tires you out just as much.
Oh, shit.
You could get like a cat out of a tree, and that's about it.
That sounds terrible. But what the fuck am I going to do with stopping somebody in time for 5 minutes? Go rob banks?
I mean, you could do a lot of things with that. Someone's trying to stab you with a knife, you just touch them, and they're no longer trying to stab you.
I tell you what, I have not been... Nobody has attempted to stab me for a long fucking time. In fact, I can remember the last time somebody tried to stab me, and I was like fucking 22.
Damn, that was like 30 years ago, dude.
Yeah, so...
I like to throw out the hypotheticals, and then like the question, like the powers are like what I just said. You can fly, but only at your running speed. You can breathe underwater, but only when your eyes are closed. Would you take that?
If you've been in any of the lakes around here, you have to have your eyes closed anyway. Even if your eyes are open, they're fucking closed because it's all full of mud and shit. So
I guess you're not used to like the ocean and stuff, huh?
No, I live in the fucking Midwest, bud.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think that one like all the way through. Or like you have super strength, but you don't have super stamina. So like you go to punch someone with your super strength, you'll shatter them, right? You'll break down a wall, but your hand will break in the process. You have the durability.
So basically, I'm like normal.
I mean, you still have you have the power to do this. Like if you went to bench something, as long as your bones could take it, would you take that? You'd be really good at throwing things.
Huh?
You'd be really good at throwing things.
At throwing things? I would be the best fucking dude with a slingshot.
You tell Brittany, hold this.
She couldn't even hold it. I'd be too strong.
I guess that's fair. Or like you can see into the future up to 2 minutes ahead of time, but then for a minute you can't do anything about it. Like you're just sitting there for a full minute, stuck. But you can see 2 minutes ahead in the future.
These are some of the stupidest fucking...
You still get the power, but you're like, it's almost not worth it. And that's the process behind it. It's almost not worth it.
But why not make it worth it, but then have something terrible happen? Like, you can see the future, but every time you see the future, it takes 5 minutes off your life.
Well, that's a good one. That's a pretty good one, actually. Where did that come from?
I thought of the old smoking cigarette commercials. Every time you smoke a cigarette, it takes 2 minutes off your life. So and you know how glorious it was when you smoked a cigarette, so you're like, well, fuck. There's 2 minutes, but God, it was a fucking glorious
It was a
2
good
minutes.
2 minutes. Oh, there's a whole Reddit actually about like people will post the power that they want, and someone will post a stipulation to it, and they're hilarious. They're fucking awesome.
The world is full of glorious people that like to put people in their place.
Funny, great people. Yes, they really do. Holy shit. Unfortunately, I do have to call it because I have work tomorrow morning.
Well, and on the good side, TikTok ban did not go through today, so we can see some of this on tomorrow, maybe, depending on how we do.
Sounds good.
So,
all right.
Final thoughts out of you, Tomas.
Nope. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. We will be here next week as well. Matt had a very important appointment, for penis reduction surgery. He could not miss. It was disrupting his marriage. It's just too big. It happens.
It was too difficult. We didn't even cover any of that amazing show.
We should have. And I watched it.
The show?
It just got released on Netflix.
Like the show in Sioux Falls?
Yep. Not the Omaha. So recently, but the same routine.
Yeah.
I heard the joke that you told me that he said. I heard it.
Which one?
Fuck. Which one was it? I don't remember on the top of my head, but it was like a recollection. Like, oh, Matt told me that one.
Nice. Yeah. He's a funny fucking dude. He had some really good openers too. He had 2 good openers and one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this has been real, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all. Go with God from Mormon Jesus.
It's been real. It's been fun, but it probably hasn't been real fun for you. So we apologize, but we thank you for your time, and hopefully you come back next week. Toodles!